He's 60 passing for the Reds, 95 yards, 120 for the Huskies, Eric. Penalties 2 for 20 against the Reds, 2 for 10 for the Huskies, Eric.
Okay, we certainly want to thank the coaching staff here on the east side of the stadium for that unofficial information. Churchill's onside kick. It's recovered. Let's see what they got. It looks like the Big Reds will have it. First down and 10. And that's it. I'll tell you what. I'm shocked. I think that's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Eric, as we said, no holes barred, and you're right, Eric. I was completely shocked. And the way they kicked that off, Eric, I don't know whether that was designed for an onside kick, but geez, it sure went well. And it's got to put the momentum on the Big Red side.
I'll tell you what, it wouldn't matter whether the Big Reds did it or the Huskies did it. I think that was the most fantastic thing I've ever seen to start the second half of a ball game like this. Amazing. Here we go. Carpenter with momentum now in favor of Port Huron High. Going, looking, caught. The reception made by number 29, Jim McIntyre for the Big Reds. A big play to start offensively for the Big Reds here in the second half.
2 plays, Eric, that the Big Reds started off the second half with. Both plays caught the Huskies flat, not expecting either play, Eric.
First down and 10, the Big Reds at the northern 31. They move from our left to our right. The Huskies defending that north end zone. Flag on the play before the snap, and we could have encroachment offsides against the defense. That is the call, and again, the Big Reds offensive line very disciplined. The second time tonight the call went against the Huskies. It'll be a 5-yard mark-off, second down and 5 from now the 26.
Eric, as we talked earlier, during halftime, Eric, the penalties come into play such a big part of the particular game. Credit one of the Huskies' touchdown to a penalty assessed against the Big Reds that gave the Huskies back the ball when the Big Reds had it, and they took it in for a score.
The ball is given off the second man through. Ryan Mullins, the fullback, across the 20 down to about the 19. It'll be a pickup of 7. I'll tell you, Jim, we have no way of contacting the sidelines, of course. It'd be interesting to know if that was a planned onside kick like that or whether that just developed.
I don't know, but it was the way it went down, it looked like it was executed very, very well. It just caught everybody completely by surprise. It very well could have been a design play for them.
The Big Reds now. First down and 10 from the 19. The 18, we'll call it. Carpenter looking, throwing, and he's hit as he throws the toss. And again, number 7 in on the defensive pursuit for Northern. I wish we had that young man's name. He's played a dandy ball game defensively for Northern.
Yeah, whoever that number 7 is, the masked bandit or whatever we like to call him, Eric. Defensively, he's played an exceptionally fine game, and we have to be very sorry not to be able to mention who that is, because I'm sure that his parents are also very, very proud of him, along with his the coaching staff and the other players.
Flag on the play, and we'll see what the call is. Again, preliminary indications, the Big Reds look like they're quite happy with the results, and they should be. Another 5-yard mark-off. Again, discipline the key, the Northern defenders, encroachment.
I think, Eric, right now for the Husky defense, they've lost their composure just a little bit, Eric. And with the two plays that started the second half with, and they're going to want to gain back that composure, Eric, or it'll definitely be a hindrance to them.
Second and 5 now from the 13. Carpenter on the play action, rolls to his left, being pursued, and there he is again, Jim, number 7. Excellent pursuit by the young man from the inside linebacker spot, I think.
Yeah, Eric, he's playing a linebacker position there, Eric, and he's playing a very, very fine one.
That's a big loss. Loss of 2. It'll be third down now, and I'm sorry, loss of 7. It's third down and 12 from the 20.
Chris Lasik was in on that particular play now, and now he's coming out, and Jeff Johnson is going in, Eric.
Clock running, 9:50 to go, third quarter. Northern by 7, 14-7. Quarterback Carpenter sends Ashford in motion to his right. Aaron drops back, looks, and still on his feet. Now he throws the ball, incomplete, intended for Ashford at about the 15. Credit the defensive secondary for Northern on some great coverage.
Great coverage there, Eric, and then somebody put a fine hit on Aaron Carpenter there too, and I wasn't so sure that he was going to get up, but he jumped right up as a tough gentleman that he is.
Into the ballgame for the Big Reds is number 34, Chris Lasik. Hampered by that injury suffered last week against Grosse Pointe South.
A big down right now, right here for the Big Reds, Eric.
4th and 11 out of the shotgun. Carpenter looking to his right, still looking, throws incomplete, intended for number 27, Ashford, and the Big Reds will turn the ball over on downs. Northern will have it first down and 10 from their own 20.
Nice series of downs for the Huskies, Eric, when the Big Reds had the momentum moving for them and they were able to regain their composure and to stop the Big Reds' offense.
Northern has it first and 10 from their own 20. Wide left is Jamison. Wide right is Clark. In motion is Hampton. The ball is given off to Hampton. He crosses the 25 and will be stopped by the host of Big Red defenders.
As you notice, Eric, the pile up, the receiver and the offensive team doesn't want to go down, and the Big Reds defense is gang tackling. It's just a great team effort out there on both sides of that football.
Clock running now, 9 minutes and counting, third quarter. The Huskies moving from our right to our left. The Big Reds defending the south end zone here at a jam-packed and electrified Memorial Stadium. Hampton in motion to his right. Larison on the counter, gives the ball off to Fleet, number 21.
Nice play in there by Norm Keeley to stuff that particular offensive run play of the Huskies.
It's third down now and 5, the ball at the 25. Into the ball game for Northern, number 12 is Brian Jamison. He will go wide left. Greg Clark is wide right. In motion, Ryan Porty. Larison looking, throwing, and complete to Jamison at the 40. First down, Northern. In on the tackle for the Big Reds is Ely and Duncan, but not before a 15-yard reception. It's first and 10 for Northern.
Caught the ball, stopped by Ely and Duncan.
Nice play called by the Huskies, Eric, to get that first down.
Well, I'll tell you, Dan Larison's a dandy, and he's got some very talented receivers on this Northern team. This run-and-shoot offense. This time, Gendron is wide left. In motion is Fleet. The ball is given off to the fullback, Schneider, and he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. In on the tackle for Poyer High 53, and I believe that is
Ray Robaugh. Nice play by Ray.
No gain, second and 10 now. Northern from their own 40.
Robaugh. Duncan made the stop on Schneider, the ball carrier.
Into the ball game for Poyer High is Porty and Jamison. Jamison wide right. Porty is at wide left, Porty is in motion. Play action, looking, throwing, and it is caught. A great leaping catch by Jamison at the 32-yard line. 27 yards from Larison to Jamison, and the Huskies have yet another big play and a first down.
Well executed play there, Eric. Nice throw by Larison, a nice reception by Jamison there.
And the Huskies, as they did in the first half, proving that they can move the ball in the air. They had, 100-plus yards?
Yeah, they had 120 yards in the first half, Eric, passing.
And they showed everyone here at Memorial Stadium they can move the ball offensively in the air against this Big Red defense. They continue to do that here in the third quarter. Fleet in motion. The ball is given off to Schneider, the fullback. Big hole off the right side. He's still on his feet, fights his way down to about the 20-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 13 yards and a first down for Northern. They're on the move here at Memorial Stadium, and they lead in the ball game 14-7.
Credit that to Snyder, just putting his head down and taking it upfield.
Clock now at the 6-minute mark of the third quarter. The Northern Huskies knocking on the door. First down and 10 from their own from the Big Red 22. In motion is Hanton. The ball is given off to Schneider, the fullback, on the same exact play. It'll be a pickup of 4. We'll call it 2nd and 6. The ball will be marked at about the 18.
In on the tackle there, Eric, was number 28, Tom Kobe, from his defensive end position.
The Northern Huskies with this drive starting on their own 20, following the defensive stand, stopping the Big Reds on downs. They've moved the ball now. The ball is given off to Fleet, and he is stopped by
number 77, Chris Duncan, and number 40,
Dougie Moore, also in on the tackle. Pickup of about 1. It'll be third down now, and we'll call it 4 from the 16. And a key play for the Big Reds defensive unit as well as the offensive unit of Northern.
Very, very big play for the defensive unit of the Reds, Eric. They like to stop him here and get the ball back.
In motion is Brian Hanton all the way to the far side of the right field. Lariston looking, throwing, and incomplete. Pass intended for Hanton in on the coverage.
Number 24, Doyle Cleveland, I believe it was, Eric, held his ground there and would not give it away to the Husky receiver, and consequently the pass went incomplete.
It'll bring up now a 4th down and 4 situation for Northern with 4:40 to go, third quarter.
The ball being on the, say the 16-yard line, right, Eric? They're going to go for it. It was interesting that they might not kick for the field goal to get the 1 touchdown situation away from them.
Hanton goes in motion wide right. Lariston looking, big hole up the middle. He sees it and wisely takes it. He's wrestled down, not before he picks up a big 11 yards. It'll be first down and goal for Northern at about the 5-yard line.
Big play by Lariston, Eric. Was able to see the hole up the middle and took it down the middle for the first down, Eric.
The Northern Huskies, ever so poised, ever so disciplined, taking this drive from their own 20, their first offensive possession here in the third quarter. They have moved the ball now almost 80 yards and are knocking on the door.
Defensive Reds needs to come up with a big play here, Eric.
In motion, Schneider to his right. Lariston looking, draw play up the middle, leaps. He's going to be stopped short of the goal line.
Apparently the scouting of the Huskies, Eric, up there in the booth has seen a little weakness there in the Big Reds defense right up the middle where Lariston has went the last couple plays, Eric. And again, they're trying to tighten up the middle, so open up the outside for the run and the shoot, Eric.
The ball is marked at the 2, 2nd and goal. And now the Big Reds have perhaps wisely called a timeout. Coach Ken Semmelsberger wanting to talk things over with his defensive unit.
Timeout, Big Reds.
What happened there, Eric, is it looks like the Big Reds had too many people on the field, and they had to call a timeout to make the adjustment to get that extra player off the field.
The winner.
I think you're right, Jim. I think that is the reason the timeout was called. At any rate, 3:30 to go. Third quarter, Northern 14, the Big Reds 7. And a score here certainly puts momentum way in the favor of the Huskies. And I'll tell you, Jim, I'm impressed offensively what they've done here in the third quarter.
Yeah, they've made some adjustments, Eric, and came out and ran the ball and passed the ball extremely well. Again, Lariston doing a heck of a job from his quarterback position.
Not to be outdone, we certainly want to remind everyone of the past years' meetings between those two teams, especially the last 3 years. 1-point victories by Northern in what has turned out to be some real shootouts here at Memorial Stadium, including last year's 28-27 thrill.
Yeah, it was a dandy.
Reds. The wideouts are Clark and Gendron. In motion goes Fleet. The ball is given off to Fleet. He's across the goal line. Touchdown, Northern. And they now open up a big 20-7 lead against the Big Reds.
Big touchdown as far as the Huskies are concerned, Eric. It really gives them a lot of breathing room now, Eric. And the Big Reds has got their hands full now, Eric, because we got a little over 12 minutes and 3 minutes is 15 minutes to play in this particular ball game. But now the Big Reds has really got their backs to the wall.
Out of the hold of Matt Glatchen. The kick by Brian Hampton is good. And with 3:27 to go here in the third quarter, the Northern Huskies now opening up what could be considered a commanding 21-7 lead over the Big Reds in this key inner-city Eastern Michigan League contest between these two schools. Well, I'll tell you, Coach Delkey and the fans on the far side of the field certainly have to be happy with their execution here in the third quarter. Now with a 14-point lead.
Especially, you know, when the Big Reds came out, Eric, with that onside kick and was able to pick up the momentum right away. And then they got down to about the 15-yard line, and the Huskies stopped them there, took it from approximately down in that area, and was able to move it down the field and score.
Rod Fleet to do the kicking for Port Huron. 31 is Jeff Johnson. 33 is Henry Hayden. The ball coming down to Johnson at about the 16-yard line, going straight up the middle, cutting to his left, looking for a seam. Almost gets it, not so, says number 66 for Northern. That is Mike Bales.
Nice play by Mike Bales there.
The ball will be marked at the 29. First and 10 now for the Big Reds. They move from our left to our right.
Very important for the Reds to get the composure back offensively, Eric, and to move the ball down the field and see if they can score. And then hope for some type of another big play to put them right back into this particular ball game, Eric.
And again, a little confusion offensively trying to get the Big Reds formation set, and the Big Reds have called yet another important timeout, and that is now 2 here in the second half, which could really, as this game progresses, come down to haunt the Big Reds.
Well, as you noticed in the end of the second half, how well the Huskies were able to utilize their timeouts, Eric, and to take it down there and give them the extra playing time to almost score at the end of the second half. And very well could be where those timeouts might be needed by the Big Reds before this particular game is over, because the Big Reds has only got one left now in this second half.
Well, the situation is 3 minutes and 4 ticks to go in the third quarter. Northern 21, the Big Reds 7. And even though the game with a 14-point spread, Jim has not lost any electricity, and the fans here are still jam-packed at Memorial Stadium.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there is, I don't think there's a fan here that's left, Eric. And they'll be here till the last dog is hugged, I think.
Out of the I formation now with Ashford, the tailback. Mullins, the fullback. The ball's given off to Marlon Ashford. He cuts to his left, and he's going to be hemmed in by number 24. Still on his feet, though, is Ashford, cutting and spinning across the 35 out to the 37. I thought he was down, and I'll tell you what, a nice run.
Very nice run by Marlon, Eric. He was stopped for a no gainer, but just would not quit, Eric, and turn that no gainer into an 8-yard gain, or 7 or 8 yard gain. And very hard-nosed running by Marlon Ashford.
Pickup of 7, second down and 3 now. The ball at the 37.
It's the kind of effort that the Big Reds are going to need from all their particular players to get back in this ball game, Eric.
Out of the I formation with Jeff Johnson, the tailback. Long count. Carpenter off to Johnson, looking to go outside, and he just can't get through the Northern defense. Good play by number 22 and number 7. 22 is Scott Fleet, number 7, the Masked Bandit.
And it's just too bad we don't have that particular player's number, Eric.
Not listed on the program, and that's our apologies, but there's nothing that we can do at this point. Jim McIntyre into the ballgame now for the Big Reds, giving Bill Williams a rest. First and 10 for the Big Reds at the 40.
And again, with the score what it is, it lets the Huskies do a little bit of gambling defensively, Eric.
In motion is Joe Johnston to his left. Aaron Carpenter, the ball given off the Mullins, a fullback, and he's wrapped up at the line on a nice defensive play by number 36, Scott Godby. Scott is a 5'7", 160-pound senior defensive lineman.
He was able to jump the gap there, Eric, and stop Ryan Mullins from making any type of a consequential. Wow, he lost a yard, didn't he?
Yes, he did. It's second down now and 11. The ball at the. I'm sorry. Looks like there is a pickup of one. Second and 9 from the 41. Carpenter off to Lasik. Chris Lasik in the ball game on the counter. Pickup of 2. It'll be now third down and 7 from the 43.
Robinson and Costco made the stop on Chris Lasik.
Inside a minute now. 50 seconds in counting, third quarter.
Interesting that the Big Reds, Eric, is trying to get their running game established again to be able to make their pass go.
This time Williams is wide left. Carpenter rolling to his left, looking downfield, looking, still looking, being pursued, throws, and incomplete. Aaron Carpenter able to get the pass off. Heavy rush in there by, I think, number 44. That's Joel Stoner.
Carpenter's pass intended for Williams.
Pass almost intercepted by number 16, Bill Warren, Eric.
The clock will stop on the incomplete pass. 29 seconds to go. The Big Reds face now with a fourth down and 7. Joe Johnston in to do the punting duties for Poyer and Hyde. Greg Clark deep for Northern. Good snap. Long, high kick. Clark will take it at his own 20. Turns to his left, looking, gets the spy, a couple defenders. He's got one man to beat, stays in bounds, and he could go all the way. He's gone. No flags, no whistles. Greg Clark on an 82-yard punt return.
He's out of bounds about the 41-yard line.
On the far side of the field at the 41-yard line, as you have said, Jim has said, no, bring it back, young man. I'm sorry. The tiptoeing was a good job, but not quite good enough. He's going to be called out of bounds at the 41, where Northern will have it first down and 10. And oh, how unfortunate for the Northern Huskies and Greg Clark on such a fine execution on the punt return.
Look for the big play from Greg Clark there, Eric, and he darn near did it right there. Probably just stepped on the yard line over there, Eric, and the ref was right on top of the play. And as soon as he was doing that little tiptoe dancing over there, Greg Clark was, the ref was right there and seen it.
Well, now let's see what can happen here with the big play offense of Northern. First and 10, Hanton in motion. The ball is given off to Brian Hanton. He crosses the 40. Still on his feet. Gain of 1. A lot of hard work for that 1 yard. Which will bring the third quarter to a close. A quarter belonging to the Northern Huskies as they have added another touchdown to their score. At the end of 3 here at Memorial Stadium, it's Northern 21, the Big Reds 7. We'll be right back. Well, set to begin now the fourth quarter. Quick pass is out to Brian Jamison, complete. First down yardage across the 50 to about the 47. And Northern will have it first down and 10. And a little less now than 12 minutes remains from the Northern Huskies from yet another victory over the Big Reds. And will the frustration continue for the Big Reds?
It's been frustrating, Eric, for the last couple of years for the Big Reds.
Credit the Northern program, which has dominated this series in recent years.
The Big Reds defense has got to get the ball back to the offense, Eric, if the Big Reds are going to get into this game.
Flag is thrown on the play. The ball is given off to Porty. He's still on his feet. Still on his feet as he fights his way down across the 40, close to the 35. And the call is illegal procedure against Northern, perhaps a little bit of motion. At any rate, a fine run by Ryan Porty will be nullified, and it will bring up now a first and 15.
Ryan Porty, if I hadn't mentioned earlier, Eric, coming into this game has rushed the ball for 31 times for 154 yards. He's been a pretty good workhorse out there in the backfield for the Huskies.
The mark-off is 5 yards. It's now first down and 15 from their own 47. Northern now moving from our left to our right. The Big Reds defending the north end zone here at Memorial Stadium. Gendron and Clark are the wideouts. Porty in motion to his left. The ball's given off to, looks like number 22. Let's check the monitor. 21, Rod Fleet on the counter. Good yardage for the young man, a pickup of 6, we'll call it 5, second down and 5 for Northern.
Misdirection there, Eric, and then he was able to counter that and picked up, Eric, geez, what, 10 yards on that play, maybe 11, right?
That's correct, second down and 5, it was first and 15, here we go. Clark is wide right, Jamison is wide left. In motion is Porty. The ball's given off to the fullback Schneider, and he's got some more good yards off the left side of that offensive line of Northern. Close to a first down. Let's see where they mark the ball.
Offensively, Eric, in the second half, the Huskies have been very, very successful moving that ball both on the ground and in the air, Eric.
It's a pickup of 4.5. We're going to call it third down now and a half a yard. A key play for both teams. Clark and Gendron are the wideouts. In motion is Porty. The ball's given off to Porty off the left side. Big hole, fights his way, still on his feet. Finally brought down at about the 25-yard line. Big yardage, looks like about a 14-yard pickup. And the Northern Huskies now grinding it out. First and 10, they're knocking on the door again at the Big Red 25.
Eric, the play was designed just to get the first down, and he turned it into a big gainer, but that Porty's a hard runner.
The ball marked right at the 25, first and 10 for Northern. Clark goes wide right. Jamison goes wide left. Quick throw over to Clark, complete. Being pursued in there by number 18, Wally Green. He gets away and finally will be brought out of bounds at about the 19-yard line. Flag on the play.
Might be a face mask in there, Eric.
Yeah, it appears that is the call, and we'll see if it's going to be. Yep, it is.
Clark made the reception for Northern. Flag on the play.
I could be mistaken, but it looked like Northern went on a quick count. I didn't see any motion, which is something you just don't see from that run and shoot offense.
No.
Good call by Coach Delkey.
The Husky offense, Eric, is moving, mixing the plays up very, very well, and has got the Big Reds defense confused so far in the second half.
Well, the ball is now marked just outside the 10-yard line. It's first down and 10. They could conceivably get a first down before the touchdown. First and a long 10 to the goal line for Northern. Coleman now is the fullback. The ball is given off to Porty off the left side, cuts up the middle and into the end zone for the touchdown. Ryan Porty finding the seam, going straight up the middle. Touchdown Northern. They're now up 27-7 with 9:07 to go, and the Huskies certainly, Jim, in command.
Yeah, they now with the score the way it is, Eric, they're starting to blow it out just a little bit, Eric, and might be a long game for the Big Reds right now, the rest of the game.
Matt Glatchen in to do the holding out of Brian Henton's toe. The toss is up, and the kick is good. And our score with 9:07 to go in the ball game: the Northern Huskies 28, the Poyer and High Big Reds 7. And I'll tell you what, the half certainly, with the exception of the first couple minutes, it's been Northern all the way here in the second half.
They've just dominated this game in the second half, Eric, after the first few series of plays by the Big Reds.
Well, certainly jubilation on the far side of the field, and perhaps some disappointment here on the east side of the stands where we are located here at Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, it's taken the momentum out of the Big Red side of the field also, Eric.
Well, what was going to be touted as just a real banger and possibly a real cliffhanger has turned out to be a very much Northern control ball game, at least by the score, 28-7. Fleet's kick coming down to Henry Hayden, I believe, at the 16. He crosses the 20. Crosses the 30, excuse me, out to about the 32. And it's Jeff Johnson, the ball carrier. 1st and 10 now for the Big Reds from their own 33.
Eric, look for the Big Reds to open it up with the pass. Look for the Huskies, Eric, to, I believe, maybe do a little bit of red dog in here, Eric. Again, though, they might want to play safe, give up the short ones, and not do any gambling to give up a big play.
Out of the I formation with Johnson, the tailback, Mullins, the fullback. Marlon Ashford is the wingback. The ball is given off to Jeff Johnson off the right side, looking for a hole, gets into the secondary, out to the 40, where he's wrapped up by 31 Cosgrove, and number 42 in on a tackle for Northern is Greg Courtney, and I believe number 22 also in there, Scott Fleet.
Scott Fleet made the stop.
Clock will run now, 8 and 20 to go. Pickup of 7, 2nd down and 7 now for the Big Reds at their own 40. Whistle and a stoppage of play. It's officials timeout for an equipment repair on the fullback Ryan Mullins. Now we're set to go. Again, out of the I formation with Johnson and Mullins. Aaron Carpenter, the ball given off to Jeff Johnson, trying to get outside. He's going to be hemmed in by a swarming defensive unit of the Northern Huskies, led by number 7, Masked Bandit, and number 36 is Scott Godby. It's short of the 1st down. We'll call it 3rd down and 1. The ball marked at about the 43.
The Big Reds need a big play, Eric, to get the crowd back in, and then that'll also pump up the Big Reds unit.
3rd and a short 1. Carpenter off to Mullins. He's stacked up right at the line. They'll see where they mark the ball. From this perspective, it looks like it's a 1st down, and it is. 1st down and 10 for Port Huron High. The ball marked at the 44.
You know, the tackle there was Mark Wagley, Eric, and made a very, very fine defensive play there.
Into the ball game, and perhaps seeing his first action tonight, number 39 is Scott Nicefield. Scott is 6'4", 190-pound junior. Carpenter's pass, throwing incomplete. And it will be ruled an incomplete pass, just getting gnawed off before number 36, Scott Godby, wrapped him up.
He did an exceptionally fine job of dumping that ball, Eric, because I thought he was going to be sacked.
Made the stop for Northern.
Into the ball game now for Port Huron High, number 33, Henry Hayden. Clock now running in, certainly in Northern's favor with that 21-point lead. 6 and 45 to go, 28 and 7 is our score. Out of the I formation for Port Huron High. Carpenter, quick pitch to Hayden. Cuts up the field and will be stopped at about midfield. And on the stop for Northern, looked like 31, Cosgrove. Might add at this point, Jim, with this game certainly in the command of the Northern Huskies varsity, the Big Reds junior varsity, we understand, were victorious over the Huskies last night by a score of 20-12.
Yeah, the Port Huron Big Reds JV was victorious down there in Husky territory.
Out of the shotgun now, Aaron Carpenter looking, throwing across the middle, complete this Nicefield at the 41. Nice reception from Carpenter to Nicefield. A 15-yard pickup, and it's a 1st down for the Big Reds.
Timeout, Northern. Ladies and gentlemen, unofficial timeout.
officials timeout. And now they're set to go, and the clock will now continue to run. Inside 6 minutes, 5 and 50. First and 10 for the Big Reds at the Northern 41. Out of the I formation with Johnson and Mullins. The ball is given off to Johnson off the right side, looking for some running room, and he's hemmed in by number 31 is Cosgrove again. Also in on the stop for Northern, number 58 for the Huskies is Nick Ward.
I want to tell you, Eric, you have to give credit to the Port Huron Big Reds offense. They certainly are not stop hitting out there. They're still playing very, very hard, Eric.
Well, it's easy to do in a situation like this, down by 21 with time running out, 5 and 10 to go. Pick up a 4, it's second down and 6 at the 37. Again, out of the I formation. In motion is Justa. The ball is given off to Johnson. Pickup of 1. It'll be now third down and 5 from the 37.
Port Huron Big Reds, Eric, is giving a lot of the kids a chance to play in this particular game, Eric. And that's awful nice to see also. A lot of these players are seniors, and it'll be the last time they're going to be able to get a chance to play against the Port Huron Northern Huskies.
Crosstown rival foes. We got double wide lefts now for Port Huron out of the shotgun. Diggins and just the left. Carpenter looking across the middle, complete to, I believe, Ashford at the 28-yard line.
Pass from Carpenter to Ashford.
McIntyre, I believe, is the reception. Made by number 29. First down and 10 for Port Huron High, the ball at the Northern 28. And the Northern side, shuffling players in and out now, giving everyone some opportunity to play. Inside 4 minutes to go, Northern by 21. Out of the I formation with Henry Hayden, the tailback. Whistle, stoppage of play. Let's see what the call is.
Looks like encroachment, Eric. But then a lot of times it's very hard for us to detect if there's any movement on the offensive line.
Yep, but that is the call, Jim. Encroachment offsides against the Northern defenders, breaking the plane. 5-yard mark off, and now it'll be first down and 5 from the 23.
What we can't see on that particular play, Eric, nor the TV viewers, if that center over that ball just moves that ball a little bit, then the defensive unit is pulled offside by that movement of the ball.
Out of the eye, the quick pitch to Henry Hayden. Mullins gets a good block. Hayden cuts it up, fights his way across the 20 to about the 16. Cosgrove in on the stop for Northern.
Cosgrove has been playing an exceptionally fine football game this evening too, Eric. He's been in on a lot of tackles out there.
Certainly has. That's a young man that was injured last week against Flint Northern, and it's good to see him back in strong form. First and 10 for Port Huron High now at the Northern 17. This is a good drive by the Big Reds. Carpenter off to Hayden, stops, looks, got some hole. There's a flag thrown on the play. Henry Hayden will go into the end zone, but there is a flag on the play. Let's wait and see what the call is. And preliminary indications, it is holding against the Big Reds, and that will just add to the frustrations of tonight's contest. With 3:06 to go.
Young man Henry Hayden here, I believe that's his first touchdown of the season this year, Eric, and I'm sure he's disappointed.
Sure.
As is a lot of his Reds teammates.
But those things will happen, you know, Jim, with the exception of the encroachment, which is really an aggressive style of defense that Northern does display. It's been a pretty clean ball game.
Yeah, you know, Eric, no real personal fouls out there at all, and that surprised me that there would be as far as the heated contest this is.
Out of the shotgun, double wide lefts. Across the middle, complete to Mullins. Mullins stays on his feet, fights his way, still on his feet, down to about the 10-yard line. In on the tackle for Northern is our infamous number 7 as well as number 36, Scotby.
Mike Beal needs to stop for the Huskies.
It'll be second down now and 4 for Port Huron High, the ball at the 11.
two nice things happened on that particular play as far as the Reds was concerned. Carpenter be able to keep his composure and find Mullins, and Mullins not giving up and turning that into a nice gainer.
Out of the shotgun again, same play to Mullins across the middle, diving into the end zone for the touchdown. An 11-yard reception by Mullins. Carpenter to Mullins on a duplicate of the play just done. And the Big Reds have put their second score of the night on the scoreboard. They trail now 28-13.
Mullins has scored 16 points so far this season, Eric. And that was the identical play that they just ran the play before. And Mullins came out of the backfield, went up the middle, and was open again.
So Matt Scheffler appears to be in for the attempted extra point. The snap is down, the kick is up, and it's drilled right through the uprights out of the hold of Ryan Mullins, and it's 28-14 now. The Northern Huskies with the clock on their side, up by 14 and with 2:27 to go.
Well, Eric, we got to look for the onside kick again. As far as the Big Reds are concerned, Eric, they're definitely going to want to try to turn it over and see if they can't take it in, and try every opportunity in the whole world here to try to win this ball game.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt in the minds of many of the armchair quarterbacks, if you will, what the Big Reds are faced here. Certainly an onside kick is consideration, and it's, as they are lining up with everyone to the left side of the kicker. McIntyre is the kicker. The ensuing onside rolls, and will be down by number 74. For Northern is Terry Davis. Where Northern will have it first down and 10 right at the midfield stripe.
Eric, at halftime, seen two young kids out there talking to one another. One was Chris Ramals from Marysville, rooting on some of his friends here for the 4-year Big Reds. And on the other side, I seen a young lady, a very pretty young lady, Melissa Watt for the Huskies that she was rooting on. You know, and it's nice to see that fan participation.
Hampton is the ball carrier on the counter off the left side. He runs his way out to first down yardage. Let's see where they mark the ball. It is a first down. Inside 2 minutes now, 1:54. And that should just about spell the things for the Huskies, as the Big Reds really only have one timeout remaining.
Yeah, you gotta look for the Huskies pretty much to keep it on the ground, Eric, and run off as much time as they possibly can.
Number 81 is wide right for Northern. That is Todd Alexander. Number 14 for the Northern Huskies is Matt Glatchen, the 5'8", 160-pound freshman quarterback that they've got out there presently. Getting some repetitions here with 1:20 to go in the fourth quarter, and Northern by 14.
They're very, very high on this.
Matt Glatchen.
Yeah, Matt, Eric, he's going to be their future quarterback, Eric, and again, he's a fine athlete also. Giving them this playing time, Eric, is something that I'm sure is going to pay off dividends down the road for the Huskies.
In motion is Hampton. The ball is given off to Coleman, the fullback, and he fights his way to the 33. 50 seconds and counting, and the celebration will begin here momentarily. The Northern Huskies in command, and obviously will, for another year, retain the Brick Fowler Trophy. The trophy presented and in honor and memory of the late Brick Fowler. That presentation will be made at halftime by, we believe, Mr. Larry Manns of the Port Huron Area School District, and he will present that trophy to the Northern Huskies for yet another year. A little confusion now on the Northern part. They do get set. Glatchen looking, still on his feet. Runs across the 20, 30, down to the 25, where he's finally brought out of bounds by the Big Red defenders. 7 seconds on the clock. The 10-second chant was started and will have to be delayed for yet another time.
Going in for the Big Reds defense is Dan Collins, number 73, Eric. I think he's getting his first chance to play this evening.
Well, it's 7 seconds to go, and the Northern Huskies, a team that, with the exception of perhaps the first quarter, maybe a little bit part of the second quarter, basically well in command of this ball game.
Yeah, Eric. In the second half, Eric, the Huskies were able to execute very, very well. Had the Big Reds defense unit kind of confused, and that's kind of been the story here in the second half.
And that's going to do it. Northern downing the ball. The clock will run out. And as you can hear and see, perhaps the far side of the field at Memorial Stadium, jubilation by the blue and gold. The Northern Huskies 28, the Big Reds 14. Jim, your post-game comments.
Well, Eric, two fine football teams out there, Eric. Very, very hard play. The momentum was kind of taken away from the Big Reds there with that penalty and pass interception. The Huskies went into halftime up 14-7, made a few adjustments offensively, and was able to move the ball on the Big Reds defense, Eric, and then didn't seem like the Big Reds offensive unit was able to get on track in the second half, and that seemed to be the story.
Well, the two teams, as they have for many, many years here at Memorial Stadium, the complimentary handshake after the game, regardless of what the outcome of the score is. This particular one, Northern 28, the Big Reds 14. Our congratulations, of course, to the Northern Huskies and also to the Big Reds for a very hard-fought football game. I'm sure we'll be able to pick up Mr. Lutz, the announcer here at Memorial Stadium, for the Brick Fowler presentation.
Here comes Mr. Manns in with the trophy, Eric. Eric, I'd like to take this time also to thank the coaches on the Husky side of the field and also on the Big Red side of the field of being so kind and cooperative to us to give us stats and so forth.
Well, if we can get the screen back up, we'll certainly give compliments to the hardworking crew here at Channel 6, CPHS Sports Crew, for what always is a pleasure to work with these fine young men and women. We'll give their credits as we can. The Big Reds in a show of sportsmanship lining up on the 45-yard line. The Northern Huskies in a show of sportsmanship lining up on their respective yard line. And at the center of the field, Mr. Larry Manns, the Director of Athletics for the Port Huron Area School District, will make the presentation to Coach Delkey and the Northern staff and players. There we go, our high school football presentation for tonight on Chirons. Chad Lindsay and Carl Schroeder, our crew, Andrew Burgess and Shelley Guernsey. A fine job. As Coach Delkey, a very talented, a very exceptional coach at the Northern program, shaking hands with Mr. Manns and being presented again the Brick Fowler Trophy as the Northern Huskies have defeated the Port Huron High Big Reds by a score of 28-14. And that tells the story here at Memorial Stadium right there. A very jubilant group of athletes. The Northern Huskies again retaining the Brick Fowler Trophy as they once again defeated the Big Reds. Our final score, the Northern Huskies 28. Our congratulations, the Big Reds 14. My name's Eric Rucker. Jim Schultz, thank you very much for your comments and the hard work that you do on research and stats. We certainly appreciate it. That's it from Memorial Stadium. Thanks for joining in. Have a very pleasant good evening.